We'll call the official portion of the meeting to order. Attendance sheet has gone around. We have a quorum. First thing I'd like, everybody was emailed the minutes. I'd like approval of the minutes of the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Treasurer's report.
Submitted to all members of the council.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, we got a motion to accept. Motion seconded. All in favor? Motion in favor. Dan and Kay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Enforcement notifications, I've had none. Get any, Steve?
Nope.
So that's 2 months in a row. That's pretty good. Old business, I left mutual aid plans in there because that was such a big discussion. Is there any further discussion? I think we talked about it enough. Okay. New business, state council nomination. I was hoping that we had some. It's kind of.
Hey.
Yes.
Excuse me just a minute. Now, that has to go to the EMS service committee when it's all done at the county level, and then the committee from this council has to look it over and approve it. Is that the process?
Mutual aid plans?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing's been submitted to the service committee yet, as far as I know. So, okay. I just want to clarify that because I'm on the committee and I've been waiting for a call as to when we're going to look at these, and no call. So, okay.
Okay. State council nominations, we've actually put it out a lot more than we've had in previous years, and we didn't really get anything. So I don't know if there's still something we could throw in. We would have to do it very quickly.
For the awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I sent it out like 4 times. 3. I put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I think we need to really work on in the future because I'm sure we have people.
Are we able? I'm just asking because they have to have regional approval at the bottom. If we get something, like since we don't have another meeting, what is the? I'm asking because I don't know.
We can do it electronically.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do it by email.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a provision that we can do things by email.
Okay.
So if you get something.
So get something, send it out to everyone.
Right.
Okay. Maybe I'll send something out to last ditch effort to try and get some applications. Because we had one last year.
Yeah. Okay. Resignation of Amelia.
Doug, do you want to read her?
I've got one from here.
Yeah. I think we ought to read that.
Oh,
It
definitely.
was very nice.
Yep. I had it right on top. There it is. It is with deep regret that I am writing this letter to inform you that I am resigning my seat on the Southwestern Regional EMS Council after so many years. My current schedule has not allowed me to attend regularly, and I feel the work of the council requires dedicated members with the ability to participate fully in the meetings. I have also resigned from my local Chautauqua County Council due to scheduling conflicts as well. I am sure they will find a great candidate to replace me. It has been a great experience, and emergency services care is still a primary focus for me. I have appreciated the friendships and great learning experiences that membership to this council has afforded me. I will miss you all. Amelia Lindquist Hartley.
Move that we accept with regrets. And
Second.
somebody send her a letter thanking her for years of service.
Got a motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, state line speedway BLS first response.
This is just like state council. Dr. Langston. I told you, you're the default for everything. Fortunately, they sent me their vehicle. Okay. This particular situation I'm very well aware of. Been involved with it for quite a while. State line speedway is in Bustye, and it's about 1/8 of a mile from the Pennsylvania state line. Many years ago, a Pennsylvania agency actually covered the track. I don't know if you knew that around Bear Lake. And make a long story short, they went belly up as far as EMS goes for the most part back in those days. I guess it was 80s. And then All Star started covering.
Well, actually, Bus Day covered it for a while.
Bus Day only did for a very short time. Thanks. Sorry for interrupting. I was going through the history. Okay. Watch how I do this. So anyways, Bus Day covered for a short time, then decided we don't want to take our community ambulance and be up there at the track for 4 hours, 5 hours, and not available, et cetera, et cetera. So All Star started covering. And now, because of our manpower issues and stuff like that, starting last year, we couldn't cover. And so that really put things into a tizzy. Make a long story short, instead of just having people there that wouldn't really have insurance and because it's not really part of their fire department to be up there, it's not primary territory and all that, there was a decision made to have them become a BLSFR so that they could have employees, so to speak, cover for just EMS at the track only, and they don't go outside the track or do anything like that. Another little historical thing that I think is really cool is the current owners, Gina and Jim Scott, they've got people on the track that really know what they're doing now. They've got a cart with equipment that they never had up there before. These guys are NASCAR trained. Bill Erickson, we used to work with, great guy. He's a paramedic in Erie. These guys come out, they move the cars to the side, the ambulance comes out and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, it's really a nice run situation up there. And I grew up at the state line over the years. So in order to help them make sure that they get coverage for these drivers when they get hurt, or even people in the stands, they need to have this arrangement for BLSFR that then will have an agreement with Bus Day to do the transports, just like All Star had an agreement with Bus Day to do the transports. So they've got a very nice application here. One typo that we've already got fixed.
Come on, you have to tell them what I did.
It was talking about sending QA reports to the medical examiner.
If you're gonna go, you might as well go big, right?
Bury the mistakes.
Dr. Falk is their medical director. They do have a signed agreement from Matt Stafford, who's the Bus Day fire chief. They've got, I think it was 9 people listed on their employee list. They're all EMTs except for one who's a paramedic. So it's very well done. Now, because they don't go out and serve the community, they're only servicing the track. They're not going to get an agency code, right?
That's correct. There is no agency code, and they are not eligible for state funding.
Correct.
Or their providers are not eligible for state reimbursement for their classes.
That's what that means, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Just like the common situation years ago. So, did everybody get this, or just a couple of us?
The whole system.
Okay, so everybody got, the systems committee got it. Okay. So, if you trust me, Tim, this is fine as far as I can determine. I've never had a BLSFR application before. All these years, it's always been ALSFR or some other CON-related thing. So with this particular one, I think we're good. It does need approval from the regional council, does not need a hearing or anything like that, it just needs to be on the record. And so, being the chair of the committee, I'll make a motion to, that we approve, official name is State Line Speedway First Response is what they're going to be called.
I'll second
We approve that for the BLSFR.
Just for the future, if we're going to be voting on a CON, even if it's not a statutory vote, I would appreciate it if you just send it to everybody versus just.
Okay, yeah.
That way we have a chance to review it before.
Sure. It's really nice. I mean, it's got all the QA stuff in here. They're going to be a PAD agency as well. Their application for PAD's in here. So, policies, et cetera. You do it all?
Second.
Did you?
I did the paperwork part, but I have to tell you that Kevin, Kendra Sheldon, Alicia, and Dawn were amazing to work with. We would never have gotten this done if I hadn't had their support. Kevin took time to sit down and meet with us and go over the whole thing and point me in the right direction. And get me hooked up with the radio people, and it was amazing. I think I called Dawn in the shower a couple times, you know, like, hey, how do we fix this? So yeah, I did the paperwork part, but all of those people were amazing to get things done.
Well, I communicated with Kendra, and then Don called me, I think, and then we talked for a while, and we're talking about policy and what we do and that sort of thing. So, you know, I'm glad it all came together. It's the solution that they need up there.
Are they gonna, you said they're gonna do PAD, are they gonna do FE or any of the other?
Not at this time.
No, just the fan is all this stuff. But again, anything like that, they're gonna be, plus that's coming up for anything that's gotta be transported anyway.
So now it's sure we have an approved application from the services committee and we vote on it.
Yeah, it's not like the other CONs, we can do it as the full, it doesn't have to be a motion out of committee.
Okay.
Not for this. We're not following that same CON procedure that's in 0606.
Okay, so you made the motion
I made a
to
motion.
approve it.
We decided.
I second.
Dan second.
Dan seconded.
Looked
Marchand.
like a very well-written application to me.
Did a nice job.
I got lots of help.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
It's
Vote.
statutory. We need a roll call vote. That's the only other thing I'm thinking. It's not going to get an agency code, so I'm not personally not worried about it.
I don't think so. I think you're fine.
I mean, it is statutory, but it's not.
Just a letter of endorsement is what it says in the
Correct,
policy.
it's a letter, yeah, I
So we
mean,
just gotta send a letter of endorsement.
It's all ayes, and it's on file.
Okay, anybody opposed? Carried.
I just have a question, just try to get straight my, back when Cummins was at the LSFR, they had an agency code. That's gone away now, right?
When they decided that if you didn't go out and serve the community, you weren't eligible for funding.
Okay, now, will they have to do a PCR?
Yes.
yes.
So if they turn in a PCI, it's got no agency code on it, I guess,
We will address that.
okay, that was part of the question.
I was thinking the same thing. Okay, contract with.
Wait a minute.
Oops, I'm sorry.
There's another one that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one.
So Brian gets none and I get 2 in 5 days, so.
But you're not presenting.
This one just came within the last couple of days from Dayton Fire Department in Cattaraugus County. I reviewed the application today. There are some missing components to it. There's no QA piece. There's no, as far as their PCR documentation, there's not, I would say it's an incomplete application at this point. They did get letters of endorsement. They do have everything there, but I think it would be best served if it was tightened up a little bit as far as policies, procedures, and those types of things. This I will send, I'll send it around. Like I said, we just got it 10-4 today. So, but just on first review, there's a few things that are missing.
What are they asking to do?
They used to be, I talked to Bobby, they used to be a BLSFR years ago with numbers and everything else, but we don't know the history as far as where they lost their number and those types of things. We can only surmise as far as how it happened.
They surrendered their BLSFR certificate in 2012. Oh, I'm sorry, 2011, and they were deactivated in 2012.
Now they want to get another one? Is that?
Correct, because in order to receive educational funding, you have to be associated with a registered agency.
Okay.
Then they're trying to clean up their operations a little bit, make it a little bit what they're doing legal and clean in the right way. I guess. They have a couple providers. They sent a couple people to EMT class that they paid to go, and now they're active, and they want to make sure that they're incorporated into the system the right way. So.
Yep. They have 2 active EMTs on their roster. Like I said, I'll get with Don and then we'll send everything out to the committee and everybody just to see what they're, like I said, the big thing was QAQI, PCR documentation and security, and then actual formal agreements between them and South Dayton Fire Company and Guana Ambulance Services.
But how does that work when it's their primary operating? They don't necessarily have an agreement because
that's true. Yeah.
Guana Ambulance Service, that's their primary district.
And same thing with South Dayton, right? They have a CON.
Yeah.
You still have to have an agreement with the transporting agency.
Right. Yep. It shows that you prove that you have identified an agency and somebody's going to come when you go to call because you don't have the ability to transport.
Seems kind of goofy because that agency's going anyways. It's their district.
Well, State Line's an example. It's in Busteye's district. Busteye's going to go anyway.
Well, only for transport.
Well, only when 911's been activated.
Right.
So if 911's activated, They still have to have the agreement with bus stay to transport for them.
So he's gonna somehow send it back to them and make sure they talk with Don, right?
Absolutely.
So we have another one coming.
Okay, so we're gonna table the Dayton Fire Department first response until next month or next meeting.
I think you just got thrown.
That's what I would recommend.
It's in.
Okay. I don't need a motion on that. do
No, it's not.
you? Okay, contract with STEMS. One was passed around.
I'm just gonna, is it Dayton or South Dayton?
Dayton.
So they don't come in
No,
Chautauqua County?
no, South Dayton,
South Dayton is one.
they're an ambulance service.
Yeah.
They cover Villanova.
They're legit.
And Independence got their expansion certificate. I didn't know if that went out or if that was set as far
Oh,
as that goes.
they got a
They got their CON. Yep.
Everybody hear that? Independence was our last one. They actually got their certificates, so that went through. Okay, contract with STEMS was handed out, discussed. Have a motion with the added bullet points.
I'll make the motion with the additional bullet points that were discussed and added to the contract, that we accept that contract.
Got a motion made. Second. Any other discussion?
Do we want to put these in the record?
I got him.
Well, we won't sign it if they aren't in there.
Okay.
Okay.
I should say we.
And draft it up and then send it to me and I'll.
And then Don's gonna have to review it as well.
Okay, we got a motion made, seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Any other new business? Okay, motion for adjournment. Our next meeting will be June 5th, 2019. It's at 18:30 here at STEMS in Olean. Motion for adjournment?
Oh.
Bill and Bill?